You may have noticed that we have entered a new week's channel, right? So you'll see that there was a new assignment posted for week 7 problems. Furthermore, you'll see that there was a new week added right here, week 7. Right, so the first thing to notice is, right, we have a new attendance post to get those extra credit points for attendance. And today's work, right? So we're going to be, right, today's Tuesday, so the Tuesday work is page 1 of week 7 problems. Questions 1 through 5. And then there is 1 Khan Academy practice and 1 video, right? So we're doing page 1, right? So you might see here page 1 examples. It'll link to show you the pages in the packet. Right, so page 1 is going over something called the zero product property. So taking a look at the problems, right, it looks like what we were doing before, right? We had a quadratic expression, right, something with x squared, and then after that we factored it, right, just like what we did here. We turned it from writing it as an area, as the sum, to a product. And then the zero product property says, right, each thing contained in the parentheses is something that you are multiplying to get 0. And the only way that you could multiply two things to get 0 is if one of the things that you are multiplying is 0, right? Because 0 is one of the special numbers where anything times 0 is 0, right? And you can't, if you multiply two numbers together, you'll never get 0 unless one of them is already 0. So that's what we're going to be going over today, right? So since one of them has to be 0, we're just breaking it up, right, into 2 problems. You say x plus 4 equals 0, right, on the left. Or you could say x plus 2 equals 0 on the right. And you solve both of them. Right. And you'll see that the problems that we're going to be doing on page 1 of the homework, right, which is also at the end of the examples, are problems 1 through 5. So notice that, right, some of them equal, most of them equal 0, some of them don't. So we got to be careful about those that don't equal 0. And I'll show you what we're going to be doing. So no, basically it's the same thing that we were doing last week, but we're just adding in one extra step. So, for example, um, okay. My apologies. All right, so, oops. So we're on problem 1 on page 1, right? So the only thing that's different now is like what we were doing before, but now the equation equals 0. Right, so what we got to do is we set it up the same way. We put the first and the last term in the corners. Remember, our last term isn't 0 because it's on the other side of the equal sign. So, right, x squared goes in the top left, minus 12 goes in the bottom right. So now we multiply these two together and we get negative 12x squared. We always put the middle term on the bottom. So now we're looking for numbers that multiply to negative 12 x squared and add to negative x. So is it negative 1x and 12x, 1x and negative 12x, right, which gives us 11x, or negative 11x? Or is it negative 3x and 4x, or 3x and negative 4x, right, which gives us x and negative x, right? And we wanted negative x. So now we could fill in our diamond with 3x and 4x, 3x and negative 4x, I mean. And then, since we filled in our diamond, we could also fill in our generic rectangle. 4x and 3x. You may have noticed over here, I did forget one of the factors of 12, right? It could have been 6 and negative 2, or negative 2 and 6, right? But that would have given us 4x and negative 4x respectively, which we don't need. So now for our generic rectangle, right, we're trying to find the greatest common factor going down and across from the x row. So going down, the greatest common factor, right, of x squared and negative 4x is they both have an x. Right, going across, x squared and 3x, they both have an x. Basically, as a key thing to remember, whenever this top left box is x squared, right, it'll always be just x and x. Right? If there's no number before it, both of the greatest common factors will almost always be x and x. So now, right, we could drop it down and across. So now x times what is 3x? Positive 3. Drop down that plus 3. And now we have 3 times what is negative 12? Negative 4. So drop it across. So now we have our length and our width, x plus 3 and x minus 4. So we could fill it in here, x plus 3 and x minus 4. And now, right, we're at that extra step. Right now, because before this was our answer, but now it's just part of an equation, right, where it says equals 0. And we want to see what x is, right? We want our answer to look like x equals. And you also might notice that there's two x's, right? When we have a zero product property with two x's, it almost always means we're going to get two answers for x, right? So we're going to split this up into two problems. We're going to say, right, on the left we have x plus 3, so we could say x plus 3 equals 0. On the right we have x minus 4, so we could say or x minus 4 equals 0. Right, now to solve these, it's pretty simple. All we got to do is minus 3 on both sides here and add 4 on both sides here. So that's what we're going to do. Right? We're making these 3's cancel out and the 4's cancel out. Right, so then we're going to get 0 minus 3 is negative 3, so we just get x equals negative 3. 0 plus 4 is 4, so we get x equals 4. Right, our two answers. So, moving on to the next problem. Right, so it's the same situation. Right, now we're on problem 2. So we set it up the same, right? 3x squared minus 7x minus 6. So the first term and the last term, 3x squared and minus 6. Multiply these two together, you get negative 18x squared. Right, the middle term goes down on the bottom. So now we're looking for the factors of negative 18x squared that adds to negative 7x. Right? So negative 1x and 18x, and 1x and negative 18x. Right? That'll give us 17x and negative 17x respectively. Negative 2x and 9x, or 2x and negative 9x. Right? That'll give us 7x and negative 7x respectively. We wanted negative 7x, right? So we could go ahead and we could fill in our diamond problem with 2x and negative 9x. Right? So we filled in to our diamond, and we could fill it into our generic rectangle. So now, right, going across, they both have an x. But what number goes into 3 and negative 9? 3. So it'll be 3x. And going down, right? So x squared, right? They both have an x. But the only number that goes into 3 and 2 is 1. right? So it's 1x or x. We could drop it down, drop it across, and then 3x times what is negative 9, negative 3. So we drop it down, and then negative 3 times what is negative 6, positive 2. We drop that across, and we got our length and our width, x minus 3 and 3x plus 2. So we fill it in there, and now we just got to solve it. So, right, we break it up into two problems now. Right, we have two x's, so it's going to be two separate problems. So 3x plus 2 equals 0, right on the left, or x minus 3 equals 0 for on the right. Right, we're going to say minus 2 from both sides. We're going to say adding 3 to both sides here. Right, make this and this cancel out, and then we get, right, the 3x drops down, 0 minus 2 is negative 2. The x drops down, and 0 plus 3 is 3. Right, so we got one answer on the right, but here we're not done. We got to divide both sides by 3. So we get x equals negative 2/3. Right, and then one last problem. So, right, we're leave space on your paper for problems 3 and problems 4, which is what you guys are expected to do after class. Right, so now we have the first term. Oh, sorry. So, like I said, sometimes, right, we got to be careful to make sure that this side equals 0. Because it's the 0 product property. Right? It's not the negative 4 product property. So what we got to do is we just got to manipulate the equation to make this a 0. Right? What could we add to negative 4 to make it 0? Well, you add the opposite to any number and you get 0. So we're just going to add positive 4, right, to both sides to make this cancel out, or to make it become 0 rather. So now, right, 5x, right, x squared plus 5x, right, plus 4. We cannot combine the 5x and the 4 to make 9x, right? We got to just add it on to the end. So it'll be x squared plus 5x plus 4. And now negative 4 plus 4 is 0. So now we could set it up the same way, the first and the last, right? Multiply them together, x squared times 4 is 4x squared. The middle term goes on the bottom. So now we're looking for the factors of 4x squared that add to 5x. So is it 1x and 4x or 2x and 2x? Right? We want it to be 5x. So it'll be the first one because the second one is 4x. So it'll be 1x and 4x. Okay. So we could fill it into our generic rectangle. And remember I said whenever this top left box is just x squared, it'll always be just x and x. Right. So now, right, we could drop it down and across. X times what is 1x? Positive 1. Drop it down. 1 times what is 4? 1 times 4 is 4. Drop it across, so we got our length and our width. X plus 1 and x plus 4. So let's fill it into what used to be our answer. But now we got to take it to the next level. Right, so now we're just going to break it up into two problems. We're going to say x plus 1 equals 0 or x plus 4 equals 0. All right, now to solve this equation, we're just going to say minus 1 on both sides. And to solve this equation, we're just going to say minus 4 on both sides, right, to make these guys cancel out. And we get our final answer of x equals negative 1 or x equals negative 4.